Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Fitzmo TV here, aka G-Lauren33, back today with another video for you. So we are talking about Dragon Ball Super Broly the film. It's just like every Saturday night now I gotta do one of these videos because every Saturday night it seems like we get more news on Dragon Ball Super Broly the film. Dragon Ball from the official Dragon Ball Super Broly movie website in Japan. Every Saturday night they give us new info, new tidbits, things to look forward to in the movie. A couple weeks ago we talked about some of the plot details. Last week we talked about some of the character designing. This week we're talking about the art. We're talking about the art of the film, some of the planets and the settings that are we're gonna be seeing in this movie, and how they came to be drawn. That are gonna be We're gonna be seeing in this movie, and how they came to be drawn, how they came to be made, and how they're gonna relate to the overall the story of Dragon Ball Super Broly. We know this movie's gonna be Broly. We know that Broly's gonna be going up against Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and possibly other people. All right, we know there's gonna be a lot of flashbacks. All right, and I want to thank our boy Herms98 on Twitter for translating this info from the Dragon Ball Super website. And without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the details. So I wish I could put it on the screen for you, but unfortunately right now I can't do that. I'll just be reading some of these tweets, and I'll try to explain the best to my knowledge, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. So starts off, the official Dragon Ball site interviews Dragon Ball Super Broly art directors Nabito Shu and Kazuzo Oga, and it says besides Earth. So we know one of the main scenes is going to be Earth, of course. That's where Goku and Vegeta live. We know that besides Earth, the film is also set on planet Vegeta and the new planet Bampa, which Toriyama has stated he calls it's a planet full of large valleys and creature-infested lakes. All right, so we know that the movie is going to be taking place on Earth, of course, like we just said, planet Vegeta. All right, because we're gonna get a lot of flashbacks, life on Earth. We're gonna see Bardock, probably King Vegeta, because we know how this movie is about the origins of the Saiyans in a way. All right, how the origins of Broly, Vegeta, and Goku led them through life up to this point where this spectacular battle is gonna be taking place in the movie. We know that we're gonna see planet Bampa, which is a new planet. All right, this planet is full of large valleys and creature-infested lakes. So we're gonna see a lot of weird creatures, a lot of weird insects we probably ever seen before. All right. So basically, those are the three main environments: Earth, planet Vegeta, and planet Bampa. If I had to take an educated guess, all right, and I'm just looking at this article. Maybe later in the article it'll give us more details on it. But if I had to take an educated guess right now, I believe personally that planet Bampa is basically where Broly was raised. After how he avoided the destruction or the big blast of planet Vegeta, I believe that him and his father Paragus and whoever else was with them landed on planet Bampa, and that's where Broly grew up. All right, I believe there's a scene in the trailer and a last scene where we see, I think, a more younger Paragus and possibly a young Broly going looking through this tunnel. All right, I believe that could be a flashback of Broly and his him as a teenager or a young guy on planet Bampa. That's what I personally believe. If it gets confirmed, I will be one of the first to relay that info to you guys here on YouTube. But I believe planet Bampa is where Broly is raised. All right, with these creatures, I think Broly spends a lot of his time, killing different insects, killing a lot of these different creatures. It helps build his strength up, and also I believe it helps him build this more savage nature, which is going to be interesting to see. But we know this movie is going to feature a whole different side of Broly's character that we never see before, straight from Toriyama himself. The obvious name of Planet Bampa puns that jumps to mind is vampire. All right. Bampa in Japanese is translated to vampire, in which case we should probably call the place Planet Vampa or some such, but it's hard to tell now with so little information about the place. So we don't have much info on that. Some people are saying that based on the name, we know like a lot of names in Japanese get translated to other things in English, like how Kakarot, Goku's saying name, is equal to carrot, Khalifa, that clearly has something to do with cauliflower. All right, um, kale makes sense. Kaba, cabbage. So this basically relates to vampire in a way. But this movie will also feature never before seen parts of Planet Vegeta. They say they're going off of previous descriptions of Planet Vegeta and depictions, which while giving it a greater sense of scale, they also want to be faithful to the sort of space bases, spaceships Toriyama has drawn. So we know Toriyama, he's done a couple of the character designs, all right, like Broly. He's also done a couple of the designs um for Planet Vegeta itself. All right, we don't have a lot. We don't know a lot about what Planet Vegeta looks like. So we're definitely going to be seeing because Planet Vegeta is going to be one of the big settings of this movie. So basically, since it's gonna have a bigger sense of scale, so a more of a big or a larger landscape, they also want to make sure they stay faithful to what Toriyama has drawn. Because we know Toriyama has it's been confirmed Toriyama did a lot. He drew a lot of the story, the script, or some of the script. He did a lot of the story, the character designs, and the settings. So they want to stay faithful to what Toriyama first did because they want they it's been stated multiple times, not just in this article, but over the course of the whole summer as this movie's been announced that they want to stay faithful to Toriyama's script, even though if they did the whole layout that Toriyama made, it would be a 3 hour movie. But they want the film to be as close to Toriyama's stuff as possible. They want to get all the stuff they can. So this movie's gonna be a little more closer to about maybe an hour 45, maybe close to 2 hours instead of the original hour and a half time it was supposed to have. Getting back to the article, they produced 40 they produced roughly 40 artboards for multiples of the same locations. The artboard for Planet Vegeta was the largest and took about 3 days to complete, though they were also working on other boards at the same time. So art boards are basically a look of like what's gonna be the big settings for the movie. We know Earth, Planet Vegeta, Planet Bampa, and who knows what other cool little landscapes or what other settings we might see in the movie. Clearly, Planet Vegeta was the largest. All right, and it said it took them 3 days to complete, so they took time to make this. So I don't know. That means Planet Vegeta is where most of the movies here take place. All right, and that's where most of the time it's gonna be flash because Planet Vegeta is nowhere to be found now because it was destroyed. But it could be definitely be very very interesting to see. So it's this article is really letting us know that Planet Vegeta is gonna have a big role in this movie. So there also one thing they're mentioning when it comes to the art style of the movie. They're talking about color. They're extra particular when it comes to color. Dragon Ball has a unique bright color palette rather than a realistic one, and it's also important to give different planets different color palettes to distinguish them from Earth. So, one thing that is true if you watch Dragon Ball, the vibe you get is very light. All right, I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about the environment. You see if you look on most time when Goku and Vegeta are on Earth, it's light. You don't see a lot of them at nighttime. All right, so that's why it was kind of weird to see them in the Tournament of Power and the future Trunks world fighting in a dark environment. Because most of the time, if you look at most fights in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, they take place in these light environments. So one of the things they wanted to do for most of the settings in this movie, so same Planet Vegeta and Planet Bampa, they wanted them to give a different kind of color um overlay. So they wanted the color scheme to look different to make all these other settings look a little more distinguished or unique than Earth did. So director Nagame told them from the rough draft that they could go all out. So they proposed some rather out there designs that still retain the flavor of previous ones from the series. Once Toriyama and Shishusa, I believe, I think Shishusa is the movie director, gave the okay, they went ahead with designs. So basically, these art directors, they were giving a lot of flexibility, a lot of creativity. They were basically giving the green light to let them do whatever they want, or or not do whatever they want, but do have their own ideas. Don't limit themselves. So basically, while the and this I kind of like this one. While the film features old Dragon Ball standbys like West City, all right, what you guys should know what West City is. Just go look at like Battle of Gods, the fight where Goku and Beers are fighting in the city. When we see all the time, and we don't see a lot, but when we see people or civilians just walking through the city, stuff like that. That's basically West City. All right. So basically, it's basically we see that kind of environment a lot of time in Dragon Ball. Just go watch Dragon Ball Z. You see it a bunch in almost every single arc. All right, not as much in Super, but it's still an environment that we're used to. One of the things that I said earlier, what they wanted to do with the art and the settings in this movie is that they wanted it to be unique, wanted it to be different. All right, that's one of the reasons why we had the Antarctic Mountain. All right, if you look at the Antarctic Mountains, there's not a lot of times where we've seen Goku and company fight. Maybe if you look at a couple Dragon Ball Z movies, like the Super Android 13 movie, they did do that in a Antarctic Mountain. Um, but other than that, there's not a lot of ice mountain settings in Dragon Ball. And I'm trying to think of some on top of my head. Other than the Super Android 13 movie, really can't really I really can't find any. There's probably is a couple, maybe GT, but other than that, there's not really a lot of Antarctic mountain settings. So that's one of the reasons why, especially early in the film, we see Goku, Broly, and Vegeta going at it in the mountains. That they wanted to give that, they want to give that change, that vibe, that vibrant change, letting the movie take place in a different setting, a setting that we don't see used in Dragon Ball a lot. They aimed for more natural detail and texture than seen in the original manga. So they wanted it to be a little bit different. So Toriyama first drew an image board of Planet Vampa or Planet Vampa, whatever you want to call it. Vampa, Vampa. Sounds basically the same. It's just the B and the V sound different. But Toriyama first drew an image board of Planet Vampa, and the art directors used this as a basis for their finished artboard. They made the rock texture more organic so the place would look distinct from Planet Vegeta. So as I've been saying, they wanted the different settings to look different from each other. They didn't want someone to think, oh yeah, this place looks similar to Planet Vegeta. All right. They wanted each setting to be different. That's why Planet when we see Planet Bop in the film and probably as more images, come out in the coming months and weeks, you're gonna see that Planet Bappa looks much more different than Planet Vegeta. Planet Vegeta will look much more different than Earth. I'll be right back. Hold on. So as you guys can see, my dog Mark, I had to, let him free. But back to what we were talking about. Just basically talked about more about the amount of freedom the the directors and the art team had on this project. And this also notices that first each planet should have its own motif. So something basically that motif is something that makes it unique, something that makes it easy to distinguish. So for example, earlier we talked about Planet Bappa, how it's gonna have the tunnels and the large lakes that are infested with creatures. Planet Vegeta, for instance, is dominated by circles and squares. So maybe we're going to see a lot of buildings in the shapes of circles and squares. I don't know, but we don't have a lot of images on how Planet Vegeta is actually going to look in the film. But this now we're going to talk a little bit about Earth, all right, which involves Bulma in a way, all right. So In addition, director Nagame wanted to increase the art's sense of scale, as befits a space opera. This movie has been said this is going to be a space opera. It's going to be different than any other Dragon Ball film we've ever seen. Sue was personally interested in Bulma's vacation house, a big new Earth location. He saved it for last so he could take his time with it. So that's pretty big right there. All right. Saved it for last so he could take his time with it. So I'm just trying to take my own time, just see what I want to say about this. So basically, Bulma's vacation house. Something we've never seen before. All right, we know Bulma. All right, based on what we've seen in Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, we know she has a bunch of money. She's basically the richest. Her family's like the richest family on the whole planet. All right, we seen her. We seen her in the city. She runs basically all the whole science community. Now we're gonna see her have her own vacation home. What's good, Jamaris Walker? Apologies if I said your name wrong. But when it comes to Bulma's vacation home, they said that you know they wanted to make, and director Nagame said he wanted to make Bulma's vacation home look kind of similar to a vacation home he took on a trip to Italy. All right, it's a round, and this is basically describing it's a round capsule corporation style building. Of course, Capsule Corporation, that's her company, and mainly white with a hint of color. So it's gonna be white, located in the Inlet Bay. I remember in the trailer, at the beginning of the trailer, it looked like Goku and Goku and Whis were eating, but it looked like it was at Bulma's normal house at Capsule Corporation. Maybe this is before they go on vacation. I don't know, because on the posters that we got, the IMAX posters that we got from Japan, we see that Bulma, Goten, and Trunks, we saw Bulma more in kind of like a swimsuit. All right, a lot of people were joking how Bulma already in Super still looks like she's in her 20s, or unless she's using some magic medical products, which is pretty funny. Um, but Inlet Bay, I don't know what the Inlet Bay is. I've never really heard that. But basically, this is the last we got. All right. Last is we got the art directors hope this film will have a pleasantly different feel from prior Dragon Ball TV shows and movies. With an unprecedented sense of reality to its world, they want to make even Toriyama go wow. So basically, that's about all I got. All right. Marriage. All right. Jump Maris. I think I pronounced it right. Hopefully. But other than that, it basically just telling us that at least from the art team, they wanted this movie, the landscapes, the settings to be different than anything we've ever seen in Dragon Ball TV, movies, the shows, all that. All right, Wes, I'm hoping it lives up because this movie, it's gonna be hype. I can't wait. All right, I'm just hoping it delivers on everything we're talking about. We know this is probably gonna be the greatest looking Dragon Ball film of all time. It might be the greatest anime looking film of our generation. The way it's looking so far, based on the trailer, I cannot wait. All right, can't wait to see those landscapes. Can't wait to see Planet Vegeta. Can't wait to see Planet Bappa. Can't wait to see. I'm kind of hyped to see Boba's vacation home. All right, so tell me guys in the comment section down below how you guys feel. Are you guys excited? What you guys expect the movie to look like? Now you guys can hear that my dog is still walking around, so I probably need to go take him out for a walk. It looks like he's getting antsy. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Peace.